In the quiet heart of rural Kentucky, a lonely boy and a lost dog find each other and form a bond that will change their lives forever. Together, they face challenges that test their courage, hope, and the strength of family. This is a story of friendship, resilience, and the unbreakable ties that connect us to nature, to each other, and to the true meaning of home. But will their bond survive the secrets and storms that lie ahead? In the quiet heart of Kentucky, beneath skies often heavy with clouds, lived a boy named Jake. He was 12 years old, curious and thoughtful, finding comfort in the simple rhythms of the countryside. One gray morning, as he rode his old bicycle along a dusty road, something caught his eye, a small movement near the roadside. There, trembling and alone, was a golden dog, lost and afraid in a world much too big for him. Jake's heart stirred with a gentle kindness he hadn't expected to find that day. The boy slowly approached, speaking softly to ease the dog's fears. The animal's eyes, filled with uncertainty, met Jake's with a flicker of trust. Wrapping the dog in his jacket, Jake made a silent promise. This creature would not be alone anymore. He named him Buddy, a fitting name for a friend who would soon become so much more. That day marked the beginning of a bond forged in quiet courage and shared vulnerability. Back home, the farmhouse was modest but filled with warmth. Mary, Jake's mother, greeted them with a knowing smile and open arms. She had raised Jake alone since his father left, teaching him strength through hardship and love through example. Together, they cared for Buddy, who quickly settled into the rhythms of farm life, chasing chickens, exploring fields, and becoming Jake's loyal shadow. The farm was more than a place. It was a sanctuary where resilience grew like the crops in their soil. But life in the countryside was far from easy. The vast fields and dense forests held their own dangers. Storms could strike without warning, and isolation often brought silent worries. Yet, amid these challenges, Jake and Buddy found a peaceful rhythm, bound by trust and the quiet beauty of nature. Little did they know, their friendship would soon be tested by a secret that threatened to pull them apart. One afternoon in town, Jake overheard a conversation that unsettled him deeply. At the local general store, two men spoke about a golden dog that had vanished from a wealthy family's estate nearby. The family, known as the Sullivans, had recently endured a painful dispute that scattered them in haste, leaving behind more than just broken relationships. Jake's heart clenched. Could Buddy be that lost dog? The thought filled him with both hope and fear. That evening, under the soft glow of the kitchen light, Jake sat quietly beside Buddy. He traced the dog's soft fur and wondered about the life Buddy might have left behind. Was Buddy happier with him, or would returning to the Sullivans be what the dog truly needed? The questions lingered, heavy and unresolved, as the night stretched on. For Jake, this was more than a choice. It was a test of loyalty, love, and the meaning of home. Meanwhile, Mary and Tom, the wise neighbor and farmer, noticed the change in Jake. They saw the boy wrestling with an invisible weight and stepped in with quiet support. Tom's calm voice reminded Jake of the strength found in standing firm for what's right, while Mary's gentle words encouraged him to trust his heart. Together, they formed a small circle of courage around Jake, helping him find clarity amid the storm of uncertainty. Days turned into weeks, and the tension simmered beneath the surface. The Sullivans' search for their lost dog grew more urgent, and rumors began circulating through Millbrook. Jake knew a confrontation was coming, one that would challenge everything he believed about friendship, family, and belonging. Yet, deep inside, the bond between boy and dog held fast, ready to face whatever storms lay ahead. The day finally arrived when the Sullivans appeared at Jake's farm, their faces sharp with urgency and entitlement. They demanded Buddy's return, their words cold and unyielding as if the dog was nothing more than a prized possession. Jake stood his ground, feeling the weight of the moment settle heavy on his young shoulders. But he knew deep down that Buddy was more than theirs. He was family, a companion who had saved Jake in ways no one else could. Mary stood quietly by Jake's side, her steady presence a fortress of support. Tom helped too, offering practical advice and reminding Jake of the strength found in community. The farm, once just a home, became a battleground for love and courage. Jake's voice, firm yet filled with emotion, echoed in the farmhouse as he declared Buddy's place was with him. It was a moment of bravery born not from defiance, but from pure, unwavering loyalty. As the Sullivans hesitated, their anger softened by the undeniable bond before them, a subtle shift occurred. They began to see Buddy not as a trophy to reclaim, but as a living being with his own heart and will. The tension between the families slowly eased, replaced by an understanding that sometimes the strongest ties are not forged by blood or wealth, but by shared love and respect. From that day on, Jake's life settled into a new rhythm, one woven with lessons of resilience and hope. The bond with Buddy grew deeper, anchoring the boy through seasons of change and growth. Together, they navigated the challenges of farm life, the whispers of the past fading into the soft hum of the present. And though the future was still unwritten, one thing was certain: their friendship was a light that would never dim. Seasons changed, painting the Kentucky landscape with vibrant colors and quiet silences. Jake and Buddy explored every corner of the farm, from the golden fields to the shaded woods where sunlight danced through the leaves. Each day brought small adventures, moments of joy, and the comforting rhythm of nature's embrace. It was in these simple pleasures that Jake found peace, a peace that helped him grow stronger inside. Mary watched her son with pride, seeing how the boy's spirit blossomed despite the hardships they faced. She knew the true strength of their family wasn't measured by wealth or status, but by love's enduring power. Tom often joined them for evening talks, sharing stories from his own life and teaching Jake how to face the unknown with courage. These moments became a tapestry of lessons and memories that shaped Jake's heart. But life was not without its storms. One summer night, a fierce tempest swept over the farm, uprooting trees and flooding fields. Jake and Buddy huddled close, the wind howling outside like a restless spirit. It was a trial of endurance and hope, testing the resilience that Jake had learned to carry within. Through the raging storm, the bond between boy and dog shone brighter than ever, a beacon of warmth against the cold darkness. When dawn finally broke, the world felt new again, fresh, alive, and filled with promise. The farm was battered but standing, just like Jake and Buddy. In that quiet morning light, Jake realized that their journey was far more than a story about a lost dog or a boy's courage. It was a testament to the power of friendship, family, and the unyielding hope that carries us through the toughest times. The years passed gently, weaving a story of growth and change for Jake and Buddy. As Jake moved toward his teenage years, he began to dream beyond the borders of their farm. Yet, no matter where his thoughts wandered, Buddy was always by his side, a constant reminder of home and heart. Their connection had become a quiet strength, guiding Jake through moments of doubt and fear. Together, they faced the world with a courage born from shared trials and unwavering loyalty. In town, whispers of Jake's bravery had begun to spread. People admired how a boy from a small farm had stood up to a powerful family and won, not through force, but through kindness and conviction. Mary beamed with pride, knowing her son was growing into a young man who understood that true strength came from within. Tom's lessons stayed with Jake, grounding him in the wisdom of the land and the value of community. But the past was never far away. The Sullivans occasionally returned to town, their presence a reminder of the complicated ties that life weaves. Though the tensions had eased, Jake understood that some wounds take time to heal. He held no anger, only a quiet hope that someday, those fractured relationships might find peace. Until then, he focused on the present, the soft touch of Buddy's fur, the golden light of the fields, and the steady heartbeat of the farm. One crisp autumn evening, as Jake sat on the porch watching the sun dip below the horizon, Buddy rested his head on Jake's knee. In that peaceful silence, the boy knew their journey was not just about survival, but about the beauty found in resilience, friendship, and the simple joys that make life worth living. As Jake prepared to leave for high school, a new chapter beckoned on the horizon, full of unknowns and possibilities. The farm that had been his sanctuary now felt both comforting and bittersweet. Buddy remained his steadfast companion, a symbol of all he had overcome and all he still hoped to achieve. Together, they faced the future with quiet determination, knowing that the strength they built would carry them through any storm. One day, a letter arrived from the Sullivan family, expressing gratitude for how Jake had cared for Buddy and inviting them to visit. It was a sign of healing, a bridge between past and present, forged by understanding and respect. Jake's heart swelled with hope. Maybe some wounds could indeed be mended. The letter reminded him that family isn't always about blood, but about the bonds we choose to nurture. As the sun set on that chapter of his life, Jake looked out over the fields with a deep sense of peace. Buddy's warm breath beside him was a reminder that love and loyalty had carried them through, shaping a story worth telling. The farm, the friendship, and the courage they shared had become the foundation for everything yet to come. It was a story not just of survival, but of thriving against the odds. And so, beneath the vast Kentucky sky, Jake and Buddy stood ready to face the future, united, unbreakable, and full of hope. Their journey was a testament to the power of connection, the simplicity of the countryside, and the strength that lives within us all when we choose to believe. Thank you for joining Jake and Buddy on their incredible journey of friendship and resilience. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an inspiring tale. Your support means the world and helps us share more heartfelt stories like this one. Until next time, keep believing in the power of hope and the strength found in every connection.